get in here, get in here. Y'all heard about Cardi B and Stefon Diggs? I'm sure y'all have. Well, now you're going to hear my take. Welcome to Shasha Unfiltered. SSU crew, let's get right on to it. So, what is going on with Cardi B and Stefon? Every time we think they're good, another video drops. So apparently, the internet
Cardi
is
B, it's
going
okay.
crazy after a viral clip surfaced showing Cardi B arguing with Stefon Diggs outside a coffee shop in Maryland.
Cardi B, it's okay.
In the video, Cardi looked visibly upset, while Diggs seemed calm and social media immediately started assuming the relationship was crashing yet again. Now, what makes this even messier is the timing. Just days, not months, not a year, but days before this happened, the two were spotted all over each other, slobbing each other down, hugging, smiling, taking pictures at Stefon Diggs' Mother's Day Foundation event. So the internet is basically like, oh my gosh, they reunited because it feels so good. Reunited because we understood. And then it's, oh, they fighting again in less than a week. Honestly, this relationship has been given roller coaster energy from the start. I'm so tired of playing love roller coasters with you. But my thing is this: whenever someone puts something out on social media, I always take it with a grain of salt because you don't believe everything people put out there. Like people tries to put on facades and images and smoke and mirrors, and it's typically never what it appears to be. So if I feel that someone is trying to paint a narrative to make me believe one thing, I usually believe the opposite because that's usually what it is in reality. So I just say take whatever they put out on their social media with a grain of salt. So this relationship is again been up and down. And according to reports, Cardi and Diggs originally split around Super Bowl season earlier this year because of alleged trust issues. Sources claim Cardi wanted peace, stability, less drama while focusing on her tour and her kids. But apparently, she never fully closed that door on him, if you know what I mean. Sources close to the situation say Diggs has been stepping it up, recently trying to win her back, and Cardi noticing the effort. Now, because this is where social media gets divided, some people online are saying, see, he's trying. Relationships have ups and downs, don't they? And then the others are saying, Cardi need to leave this man alone. And let's be honest, Cardi love life has basically become public entertainment at this point. We all is pretty much sitting up with our feet kicked up with a big old bowl of popcorn at this point. From offset drama to cheating rumors to cryptic posts to public arguments, the internet has seen it all. Now, after this latest argument video went viral, Cardi responded online in the most Cardi B way possible. He joked, y'all ain't never cuss your baby daddy out when you hungry. And social media lost it. Some people thought it was hilarious. Others was like, girl, that's really not helping. But that response really tells me something important. It tells me Cardi doesn't seem embarrassed by the argument because if this was really the end, I honestly think her energy will look different. Instead, It feels more like, yeah, we argued. And what's for dinner tonight, baby? Like that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And, honestly, couples do argue. But the point that I just want to make is if you think about the story of the three little pigs, you're probably thinking like three little pigs. But yes, the three little pigs. One, I believe his house was built on straws. The other one was built on hay. And the wolf came to blow down the pigs' houses. He blew those down with ease. But the one's house that was made of bricks, he couldn't do it. And that's the problem that I think is with relationships today. A lot of them are not built on that strong foundation. So when tests and trials come, they don't last. It's over after a couple months or less than a year. So I think the main thing is instead of always focusing on, superficial things and surface level things like the glitz and the glamour, I think, it's important to make sure that you build that foundation. So when you do go through your tests and your trials, the relationship is not over. You know what I'm saying? Like you've actually built something of value, of substance. And I think that's what a lot of these relationships are missing is substance because materialistic things is just materialistic things. You buy a brand new car, you buy a thousand roses, you buy a brand new $1 million house. And I mean, that's just all it is. And then after a while, you lived in the house, the flowers die, you drove the car, you put miles on it. It's just like, okay, what's next? The hype is gone. But when you build that relationship on the right things, on that foundation, then you got something going there. Got something going there. So the problem is when you Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, every single moment becomes internet news. And another layer to this situation is that the cheating rumors and outside drama have followed Diggs for months. So this didn't just come up. This has been following him for a while. It's on his jacket, as they would say. There's been gossip involving other women, online accusations, social media speculation, and even rumors connected to people in Cardi's camp. But whether these rumors are true or not, public pressure can destroy relationships, especially celebrity relationships. Just imagine, just take a minute, close your eyes right now and think. Imagine trying to fix things with your significant other, partner, husband, wife, whatever. Imagine trying to fix things with someone while millions of people tweeting, he cheating, she dumb, they toxic, he don't love her. That has got to get exhausting. I also think people forget Cardi is still, dealing with the divorce situation with Offset while trying to build a new relationship publicly. It's a lot emotionally. Another thing that people keep bringing up online is how fast their relationship moves. Now, if it's one thing that I've noticed, any relationship that's moving too fast typically ends just as fast. So my advice is take it slow. Ain't no need to rush. Get to know that person and court that person. Because typically when you just rushing into everything, boom, bam, yeah, it ends just as fast. So the thing is because everything happened so fast, they went public, they had a baby together, they split, they had reunited rumors. Then there was the public arguments, all within a relatively short time. So that's intense and that's a lot for anybody. And if we're being honest, sometimes relationships that move super fast become just emotionally chaotic and taxing because there's not enough, again, stable foundation underneath all the excitement. Do I think that Cardi and Diggs are officially done? I don't. But based on the reports coming out, it sounds more like two people trying to figure things out while dealing with, trust issues, the public attention, the public humiliation, parenting, co-parenting, their careers, dealing with the rumors, the internet pressure, and that is hard. Definitely, I give them that. And also, sources keep saying that Cardi still cares about Diggs, and that he's trying to actively, make things work. But I would say this: if trust is broken in the relationship, especially publicly, rebuilding that is it can be difficult, because now you're not just fighting your partner's mistakes, you're fighting everybody's opinions. And we know one thing about social media, everybody got an opinion. And social media never lets anything die. They'll be happy and they'll post a picture of them, and somebody in the comments will be like, "You still messing with that girl Diggs?" or "Cardi, you still miss Offset?" Like they're gonna remind you. They won't let you forget. And so honestly, I don't even know how celebrities maintain relationships under that kind of pressure. Now, another thing I noticed about the viral argument clip, Stefon Diggs stayed very calm, and people had mixed reactions. Some said that should show his maturity, and others said it showed that he was guilty. And honestly, it just shows with the internet just being divided, that sometimes the internet can project narratives onto, celebrity couples, not even having all the information, just coming up with their own conclusions. But in that video, apparently it's being said that Cardi was overheard saying that girl is messy. So now social media detectives are trying to figure out, who she was talking about. And y'all know the internet loves playing FBI. Now, personally, I think this relationship is probably exhausting, but also emotionally hard to walk away from, with having children involved. It's rarely simple. But Cardi has openly shown before that, she's the type of person who loves hard. And we saw that with Offset. And now we're seeing similar emotional intensity and chaos here as well. So the question is this relationships actually, healthy long term? That's what people are debating online now, because chemistry and compatibility are not always the same thing. You can love somebody deeply and still struggle to make the relationship peaceful. And honestly, peace matters. And I think if we're going to be completely honest with ourselves, I don't think that everybody desires peace. I think sometimes people grow up in chaotic situations, or they're just so used to being in chaotic relationships that when it's peaceful, they don't know how to act. Like they have to drive up some drama and make things chaotic because they're not used to that peace. Me, I'm a peaceful person. I have to have peace around me in my home, but I also can say, I have seen, where some people you can tell where they just don't want peace. They like the drama and the chaos and the confusion, and it's really sad to say, but it's very common. It happens a lot. I'm sure you listening right now, you know somebody who really don't necessarily like having peace, because those are the main ones who starts up drama, or try to make nothing out of something. And yeah, those are typically those kind of people. So, but when kids are involved, it's very important. You need that peace. You want to show and lead by example. But one thing I will give Cardi credit for, she never hides how she feels, whether people agree with her or not. Cardi is very emotionally transparent online, and sometimes to a fault. But that's why fans feel connected to her, because she reacts in real time, she jokes, she vents, she claps back. And that authenticity is part of why people stay invested in, her relationships and with her. And honestly, one thing that I like to live by is don't sell yourself short by trying to be like someone else. Like the world already has, this person and that person, but there's no one like you. So stay true to yourself and, love yourself and just always be yourself, because that's the most successful that you will be, is being yourself and not trying to be like anybody else. But as of right now, it looks like Cardi and Diggs are still in this weird working things out, but not fully stable phase. And honestly, that coffee shop argument probably won't be the last headline we see involving them, because celebrity relationships today basically play out like reality TV in real time. But I wanted to know what y'all think. So, SSU crew, I want y'all to comment below. Do you think Cardi B and Stefon Diggs are actually going to make it work? Or do y'all think this relationship is already too messy to survive long term? Because I got my opinions and now I want to hear yours. Thank you for watching the video. If you made it this far, please like, comment, subscribe, and comment below. And stay tuned for the next video.